Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Core of the Digester. How are we, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. What have I got for you today? I had to stop. I started filming and I had to stop because I couldn't stop laughing. Now look, right? I know lots of people that support the Greens. But I know people who care about the bloody environment, you know, and they really want to make a difference to things and they want to be able to get their voices heard. And I just think it must be devastating for them right now because all the Greens seem to do currently is just nonsense. And this is no exception. Right? So I've got an article from Artillery Row, right? Written by Nathan Williams. It's a great article. It's a great article. So I'll put the thing in the Doobrage. You can either listen to it or you could read it. And it's called Not So Queerphobic as Folk. Ooh, I like that. Just nice alliteration. Not So Queerphobic as Folk. Nice, right? So last week, he says, I wrote an article about the nasty treatment people in the Green Party have faced when they have questioned the prevailing ideology on gender and sex. The exact figure depends on the question asked, but in general, the majority of the public agree that biological sex is real and matters. They are known as gender critical, or GC beliefs. Hey! The party appears to be calling most of the electorate bigots, which is not a great electoral strategy. The Green Party has now issued a document that seeks to correct this by branding almost the entire population as bigots. The long-awaited queerphobia guidance is 9 pages. 9 pages of near incomprehensible word salad. It must be impossible to follow for anyone not deeply embedded in contemporary gender discourse. I should point out, he says in brackets, that this document has been in the pipeline for some time, so it probably wasn't a response to my article, but a writer can dream. The purpose of the guy... Oh, okay, I'm going to have to stop again. I'm going to have to stop. The purpose of the guidance is to help us spot queerphobia. Queerphobia, an umbrella term that encompasses lesbophobia, homophobia, biphobia, transphobia, and other related phobias. The simple principles of treating people with respect and decency aren't apparently sufficient. Instead, an essay-length document is required to lay out what is permissible speech according to the Green Party in LGBTQA plus group. It's the nutters in full flow. These rancorous little bubos on the buttock of society. The guidance defines queerphobia as bigotry, prejudice or discrimination against someone for one of a number of traits, including most obviously their sexuality. According to the guidance, it's queerphobic to say that anyone's experience of attraction is invalid, harmful or abnormal. Whoa! Orsi, right? Oh, literally, Orsi. I'm so in love with Dobbin. Oh, you're valid, you poor fucker. I can't get over it, right? This is given with no qualifications at all, leaving the reader to struggle to work out what is meant. We can take it as read that paedophilia is harmful, but what about extreme forms of sexual behaviour between consenting adults? One of the authors told me they wouldn't condone any harmful activity, but this makes the guidance circular and therefore useless. Who's running the Greens? Why are they there? And how do you get rid of them? That's the question that most people I know in the Greens are currently at. Why do we get these bloody... We let them in. Told you before, don't let the buggers in. Whether you're a business or work, don't let them in. Find out who they are, get them out. Extreme prejudice. Off you pop. The job centre's that way. I just can't. I can't. So... They've made it circular, which in effect makes the whole thing useless. They say it's queerphobic to say that any form of sexual attraction is harmful, but then admit that some forms are indeed harmful. Can you imagine the meeting? Is it me or is that circular? No, we're queering the circle. So it says, yes, any form of sexual attraction is harmful. They say it's queerphobic to say that any form of sexual attraction is harmful, but then admit that some forms are indeed harmful. They're just not referring to those. This is unreal. This is just unreal. It's only queerphobic to say that the ones that aren't harmful are harmful. Of course, which behaviours should be considered acceptable in this society is precisely the point at issue. There are some forms of extreme sadomasochism that many would consider harmful, even when performed by consenting adults in private. It is queerphobic to say that it would be harmful or abnormal for men to perform genital torture. Why am I a queerphobe, Green Party? Why am I? Because you don't approve of genital torture. Check, please. It's just insane. Your guess is as good as mine. But when I tried to get clarification from LGBTQA plus Greens, I was told that even asking such questions could be seen as queerphobic. This is the same people that are in the universities, the same people that are in companies like Lloyd Bank and Barclays, the same people that are in Lush, the same people in Asda, Tesco's. This is the same people that are all sitting there in line of bureaucracy. The bosses are on the bloody golf course. Right, what wankery can we come up with today? Well, let's do a circle definition. That'll keep them going for a month. It's insane. What is it? These are sensitive issues, the writer continues, where different people will draw the dividing line in different places. It's precisely the sort of subject where we need to feel free to speak honestly and respectfully. About, for instance, the potential harm of choking or autoerotic asphyxiation. You bet. The guidance prohibits such a debate, however, by defining it as bigotry, to question any form of sexual attraction, whilst also making it a further offence to point out the obvious dangers of having no boundaries. It's pure queer theory in it, folks. We're there. We're in, Judith Butler with her daddy issues land. We really are. Next, the guidance tackles the all-important issue of self-identification and key principle that people should be allowed to define themselves using whatever labels they want, except that the guidance says there are some labels that are forbidden. In particular, sapiosexual, right? Or being attracted only to clever people. That's forbidden, right? And he says then, I should probably come clean and state that although I'd not heard this term until reading this document, I now realise I might have sapiosexual tendencies since I've never dated anyone with fewer than 3 good A-levels. I'm a sapiosexual. If the guidance said you shouldn't use sapiosexual because it is a ridiculous made-up word that no one with any sense would spend any time thinking about, I would agree. That's not the reason, though, because all the other ridiculous made-up sexualities are fine. If you want to call yourself fictosexual, attracted to fictional characters, this is so There's somebody tossing himself off to David Copperfield. What are you doing today, then? Mr. Bumble the Beetle. Nutters, right? Or autosexual, which is attracted only to yourself. That's just a wanker. Sorry. Friggin' in the rigging. You're just a wanker. Or objectum sexual, attracted to inanimate objects. So this is somebody who's like getting jiggy with it with his mouse. Or his hard drive. This one's SSD. Get me the cable. Stick it up the arse. Oh God, it's insane. Being turned on by intelligence is not allowed because it's ableist, classist, and in some situations racist or sexist. Some might suggest it's racist and sexist to imply that liking smart people has anything to do with race or sex, but that's a debate for another day. At least we're on steadier ground with familiar terms like lesbian, right? If only. Unsurprising, the word lesbian is here assumed to refer to anyone who is attracted to women and identifies as women, so it includes trans women. But in a twist I wasn't expecting, it could also include trans men if they wish to describe themselves as lesbian. The guidance is clear that trans men are real men and indeed are male. More on that later. So the guidance is saying that it's possible for someone to be a male and in every sense a man, but also a lesbian. Has your brain exploded yet? We're only on page 2 out of 9. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go. I can't do any more without going to wet myself. Here, go, it's in the Dubras. Go and read the rest of it. It's pure genius. It's absolutely brilliant. Oh God, Nathan, thank you for the best laugh all week. I'll see you guys later. Join, subscribe, share. Oh, I need the loo. Bye.